2 of the Khadijah Show. I cannot believe that I started my own show with no production experience and absolutely no idea how to produce a show. But that didn't stop me from starting. Now, if you caught episode 1, you probably noticed some imperfections, and that's okay because you're on this journey with me in real time. You'll see small tweaks to my set. Look, I got a blanket this time. You'll see my confidence grow on camera. But here's the thing. None of that stopped me from getting started. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. Just start, even if it's raggedy. And that's also my life motto. We'll be talking about taking that leap, even if things don't look perfect or polished, because sometimes the best step is the messy one, the first one. I am so excited to welcome my first guest to the show. There was nobody I could think of more to invite to the show. My first guest is Brittany Hagan. She is one half of Brittany and Kendall show on My Talk 107.1. You can catch that Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 on your drive home when you need that celebrity gossip and everything Taylor Swift. She is a mom of a fierce toddler, an Army vet, a fashionista, my friend, and I'm so excited to welcome Brittany to the show.
I have goosebumps. Is that
do?
me? Yes.
Well, that was you, girl.
Oh my God, like, you made me sound, yeah. Okay, cool.
Good.
Like, that's, oh my
Yeah.
God, the way you laid that out.
Interview done.
Done. I don't even, oh my God, am I a big deal?
You are a big deal. Well, you've been a big deal for me for a few years now. So we actually met in 2023 on the Tom Bernard Show.
Yes, yeah.
A Twin Cities staple in radio.
Yes.
Everybody knows him. Everybody loves him. And you were a producer on that show. And we were doing a Zoom interview.
Well, I wasn't a producer. I
Okay.
was like a sidekick to a sidekick to a sidekick. But
Okay.
I
Well,
mean,
you were giving big producer
I
advice.
love that. Yeah, Rudy, I think, was the producer back then.
Okay.
But yeah, that was a funny world because it was like we'd get all these great comedians in all the time. I mean, that's one thing. I was on KQ Morning Show for most of my radio career.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing that I learned from KQ and Tom Bernard is just bring great people in the room and great conversations will happen.
Yeah. And one thing I like about you, Brittany, is like you are authentic. I don't know if you remember this. The very first time we were doing like a Zoom radio show on the Tom Bernard Show, you were actually filming in your closet. I have a picture. Hold on. I have a picture. Here's the picture of you in your closet.
Yep, there's my wedding dress.
Yep. In a full
R.I.P.
closet.
because I'm divorced now.
Okay.
Yep. That's amazing, and that
Yes.
is exactly the face, unfortunately, I'm constantly making in radio.
Well, that's the beauty of radio.
Right? Totally, except when they film it all the time, right?
And I have a nice screen grab of that face.
That's amazing.
No, it was good, and I think that really like started our friendship.
Yeah.
And this like support for you really supporting my career.
But
because then you got me on the Lori and Julia show at My Talk when they were still the host before they retired, and you were like really an advocate, be like, oh, Khadijah, bring her in.
I think it's funny because it's just in this world there's funny moments where people say thank you to me, and like you saying, oh, you supported me or thank you or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know that it's a two-way thing. Like, you come on the show, you're funny, you're hilarious, you're a single mom too, but you have a different point of view because you've got an older kid and I have a younger kid, and like the things you're doing are so amazing. And it's kind of funny, I just laugh when I go, how lucky am I when people say thank you to me when I'm like, secretly you're helping me out.
Well, reciprocity.
Totally.
You know, that's what I love about it. It is
like
when you're listening to the radio, you're listening to like they're on for like 30 seconds, but we're talking for like 5 minutes, and it's about celebrities, and it's so quick, and the news is always turning. And your ability to be in that realm and have all of that information is astonishing to me. And I feel like sometimes when I come, I'm like, yeah, I've heard of Bette Midler. Wasn't she in a movie called Beaches? Is that what we're talking about
But
today?
you know what, though? Like, I think all elements are great because I always think about, like, the listener. And I have so much. I mean, I'm reading constantly about celebrity gossip. Before, I was not paid for it, and I was reading a lot of celebrity gossip, and now I am paid to read celebrity gossip.
How to make your hobby your income.
Am I right, Queen? Yeah. And so, like, I think there's something really magical, though, when somebody comes in who isn't entrenched in it.
Yeah.
Because you're the listener. You're going, I'm sorry, like, Bette Midler, this is what I know of her, whatever. I think the key to the long form radio is you're with somebody who's never gonna just go silent.
Yeah.
They're always gonna, no matter what it is. Like there are times literally when Kendall, I'll be like, I just watched this horror movie, and Kendall's my co-host, and Kendall will say, I don't even like horror movies because and she'll go on like a long tirade about that. And the key is, it's like, I mean, I hate to use the example of improv class, but it's the idea that nobody's gonna let anybody fall, and we're gonna find the talking point.
Yeah.
And maybe it's like all of a sudden I'm going, oh, are you scared of horror movies? And I'm making fun of her. Or she's like, you're a psychopath because you like horror movies before you go to bed.
Yep.
There's always something there to find. And maybe it isn't like the Bette Midler's whole career.
Yeah.
But it's some other thing. And as long as you have a partner that you completely trust in, you're like, I'm bringing this story. And as long as they don't do this, I have nothing to say to that.
Yeah. Well, just start even if it's raggedy.
Oh.
That is my theme for life. Because fortunately, maybe unfortunate, I was not given that perfectionism curse. Or maybe blessing.
Same.
You know, where it's like, oh, I can't start until it's perfect. I think people who watch the first episode will see this progress. And like, that's the point. I love living out my imperfections in real time. If you follow me on social media, you'll see that multiple days of the week.
Isn't that so true though, Khadijah? I think it's a blessing, but I also think my ADHD is a blessing because I can go from thing to thing to thing. And I think you just have to apply what your brain is, or what you want your brain to be. If you want to, change it and use medication, that's great too. But like, I think you have to lean into some of that stuff. Like I went from being everybody's sidekick, I think I've been on every station almost, to be given my own show and having that realization of like, oh, like this is, I have to do the intros, the outros, I have to do the things. And I was like freaked out. And this was like a year and a half ago when it became the Brittany. It went from Lori and Julia, an iconic, amazing women, to Brittany and Kendall. And I was like, I in my head was going, you can't do this. And then it was like, yeah, you can because you don't care about failing. Isn't that? But that's you too.
I don't.
I don't. Like,
I don't like.
Let's say nobody listens to my radio show ever.
Yeah.
So I walk away with a year and a half worth of interviews, meeting amazing people, honing my skills, only working in the afternoons. That's a year and a half of just amazingness.
And I knew you were the perfect person to talk about this. But since we are talking about raggedy moments a little bit, do you have a raggedy moment that comes to your mind of when you were starting, you know, as the host of the Brittany and Kendall show, or, you know, starting?
Oh, for sure.
There's
like, I'm like, how many do you want? To this day, there is a couple people we have on where I panic because I don't know how to say their last name.
Oh, yes.
Like, that is such a visceral feeling of like, I love you so much. Like, thank God I've always gotten Khadijah down because I love you so much. Yeah. But like, there are people where you just struggle with their names and you're like, I love and respect you. And like, Kendall's better at the logistics. I'm better at the emotion. So she's better at like, okay, this is the time, this is the place, this is the whatever, this is where you get your tickets. And I'm like, but like, what's your daydream that you have continuously, and why do you think that stems back to your, you know, whatever?
Yeah. So your daughter's hilarious, and she is like a diva in like the way that I love little girls to be divas.
I don't know what we're gonna do with this girl.
I think she's gonna give you a run in her preteen teenage years. I think.
I am like already.
It's gonna be good for the people who aren't her parents. For her parents.
I know. I'm like already stocking up on holy water. Yeah. This girl, she runs our house.
Of course,
like,
I can tell.
We got the 2 dogs, the cat, and Gogo runs the show. But she's also like, I'm not like out here I wish I could have 15 of her, because I've never met anybody like her, where she'll be like, Mom, we should have a dance party. She's 3.
Yeah.
We should have a dance party. I'm like, oh my God, we should. Like, what are we doing? It's Monday. Why aren't we having a dance party?
Yes.
In what world? If you were to like, Brittany, we're having a dance party, I'd be like, awesome.
Yeah.
And you don't feel stupid ever around her. I'm not like dancing and I'm like, is this weird?
Yeah.
I never think about it. I'll tell you another big mom failure I had. So I was really in it. When Gogo was born, we had the formula shortage.
Oh.
And I know these are giant, but they were produced luscious thing. People have talked about them for years. But they produced nothing for me. They did not. I carried them around for 30-something years, only to be like, when your time was to shine, you've done nothing. And so I was stressed, very stressed. I had my whole family kind of searching for formula, and we were getting donated breast milk from people. Like, it was a time, right? And we bring her to her 3-month appointment, and they were asking all these questions. They're like, does she smile at you? Does she take toys? And I had to answer no to all these. And I'm like, oh my God, is my kid so behind? So we go in there, and the doctor's like, so I am noticing she's behind on all these things. And I was like, but to her defense, like, I forgot to smile at her. So I don't think she's learning that. And I've never handed her a toy. I forgot that we had all these toys we bought that we've never brought out. And so the doctor's like, so are you getting enough sleep? And I was like, no. But like, it was like an awful moment where I'm like, I know. They're like, we've shifted from panicked for Go-Go to panic for, Brittany. And it was just like such a moment where I'm like, okay, so I should probably start smiling at her, because I was literally treating everything like a check mark.
Yeah.
I mean, she was my human, but she was like my human. I was so on the feeding, weighing her constantly, making sure, because she was, losing weight and all these things, and I was terrified.
Yeah.
I didn't treat her like a human.
Yeah, you're like, I just like to talk to your baby, which makes sense.
That was one of my biggest, probably to date, mom fails, where I was like, yeah. And I mean, at 3 months, we can make up for it.
We can make up for it.
We're fine now.
Yeah.
Like, we're surpassing. We're great. She smiles and scowls. She does all the faces.
All the things.
But it was a real moment of like, damn.
No matter if your baby is 3 months, 3 years, or even 30.
Yeah.
Like, moms, remember to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Put that mask on.
Totally.
Make sure you're getting your sleep, getting support, getting help, because you were so worried about what was happening with Go-Go. You weren't doing the things for yourself to help her grow in that, short period of time.
Totally.
Oh my gosh. So there's one more thing that I really want to thank you about. Not only is this show about, being raggedy, but I also appreciate you so much, because you are helping me be better. So you do this thing on social media called Keep or Donate.
Yes.
And for probably about a year or so, my boyfriend has been like, Khadijah, you have way too many clothes. I've never seen you wear any of this stuff. What is happening in your closet? You're getting more clothes delivered. There's more bags. You're always running errands that just happen to be.
You get rid of the bags. You can't believe that you have the bags. I would never bring in a bag.
I just walk in full confidence and be like, lost the receipt. Can't take it back.
I used to put the clothes on and be like, I've had this forever. And I've acquired so much clothes. And I'm telling you, Keep or Donate is my favorite thing I do, because it shames me. I have to get rid of things that way.
Yeah, and I've been watching, and I feel like that it's like, kind of secondhand shame me to really evaluate.
That's
my
what I'm going for. I want people to feel awful.
Yes, thank you, because you did. So yesterday, because I knew you were coming on the show today, and I was like, this is it. I'm going to make Brittany proud. You didn't know any of this was happening.
No.
This was just my own
I love
monologue.
this. Yes.
Like, I'm going to make Brittany so proud. I went through, and I have these 2 huge piles of clothes. And I was like, babe, come up here. And I think he's going to be so proud. He's going to be like, you did it. And I was like, look, I'm getting rid of all these clothes. He goes, all of them? You're getting rid of all of these clothes? I was like, wait. No,
you panic. No, I have to keep it. You thought all of a sudden you're on the Titanic, and these are the only things you ever owned, and you're throwing it all in the lifeboat. You can't have that energy.
No, I was like, I need this white dress that I wore one time to a white party that I will never wear again, because I don't wear white. I was like, you're right. I should keep it.
You're right.
So we're still in the middle. I'm still in the middle of it if I'm going to actually donate these clothes. But for like a fun thing, can we do Keep or Donate right now with our outfits right now?
Of course.
Okay, let's do it.
It'll be amazing.
Yeah, okay. So here we go. This is Brittany's claim to fame.
Okay. So
Keep or Donate.
Keep or Donate. Okay, which one camera are we looking at?
We're just looking at the middle one.
Okay, perfect.
And so you do these like really cute poses where you're like.
You have to first you go, okay, you have to explain as you're putting it on where you got the thing.
Yep.
So of course, I dropped this. All right, so.
That's okay. We're going to re-mic you. You are in it. Keep or Donate. I think that'll
Keep or Donate. So you kind of okay, so just a heads up, I got this at Nordstrom's. This one I got, I don't want to tell you, 4 months ago. But it was on sale.
Okay.
I think it goes with a lot, but I understand it's not exactly flattering.
It is flattering. I like it.
Do we love it? Do we hate
your comment
it?
section. We love it.
No, a lot of it is get rid of it.
Okay.
Donate it.
Well, I'm an enabler as well.
Right? Or you should get your boyfriend out here and be like, oh my God, you have to keep it.
Keep
And then,
it.
I think it's been really helpful. You should have had me bring something. I have so much stuff.
Yeah.
We might have to come back. I might have to come back and bring some stuff.
We'll do it.
And then like there's a lot of conversation of like, do you love it? Do you hate it? And then what should I do?
What should I do?
And then you like, because I'm always looking in the mirror as well, being like, okay, like,
Are we models? This is great.
can I make this work? And they're always like, Brittany, you've never stood like this in your life. And I'm like, but wait, what should I keep? If I stand like this, can I keep it? And they're like, what are you doing? It's like exactly it.
I think the posing really helps.
It does.
Maybe like she should keep it because that's how you live your life.
I always stand like this. People forget. I do a lot of this.
You do a lot of this.
Yeah, no,
All right.
for sure.
Okay. So
Okay, we got to keep everything that you're wearing.
yeah, I'm not donating this at all. But if I was to do it, I would. Okay, from your expertise, I'd be like, okay, we have a matching set that I got from Instagram targeted ad.
Love.
Per usual, I have a lace undershirt.
Love.
That is inspired by your style when I came onto the radio show, and I bought one on Amazon immediately. Great. And then I kicked it off with a little.
I love that you did it with the
leopard.
I love the leopard boot.
Just to like break it up.
I feel like leopard is a neutral. That's where I fall. Like
100%.
Like it's the most neutral because it literally has brown, black, and tan in it.
Yeah, it's basically a triple threat neutral.
True. I'm so glad you said that. I have leopard like everything, like one of everything. It's funny, we did like the cat festival and I just wore all my leopard.
Good.
And they're like, did you buy that for this? And I was like, no.
Yeah.
I've had all of this.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to keep all of this
Yeah, we're going to keep it.
We're going to keep it all this stuff. But you can follow Brittany. How can people find you? Listen to your show, all of those good things.
All right, you can go to My Talk 1071. It's at 1071 FM. Otherwise, you can follow me on Brittany Hagan Talks on Instagram.
I love it. All right. Thank you, Brittany, so much for coming. This was amazing.
Amazing. Khadijah.
Yeah, and that's a wrap on Brittany. I'm so excited for our next guest. She is a Twin Cities comedian. She has started an amazing comedy show that we're going to talk about. And I would call her the best prank master of our generation. Please welcome Frankie Runquist.
Oh, you're too generous with that.
No, seriously, we're gonna talk about it, and I'm so excited to have you on the show to talk about all the things that you've been doing. But I've known you for a couple years, and I actually don't know how or why you started doing stand-up comedy. So tell me a little bit about that story.
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually was living in like Austin, Texas for like all my 20s.
Okay.
And so I went to college there and everything.
You went to college?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, that's awesome.
Actually, I had a very stable life before comedy. Comedy has made my life very unstable in a fun way.
That actually checks out for a lot of people. That's a warning to people who are like, I should try comedy. You shouldn't.
Yeah, I will say it kind of ruined my life in some ways.
Okay,
but
great.
in the best way, I guess you could say. But no, I was like in tech and sales, and I was making money, living in Austin. Yeah, it was a good time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know pre-comedy Frankie. This is fascinating.
Pre-comedy Frankie had her life together.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm still just as proud of you for what you've done. But
Thank you.
keep going.
Yeah, and so I never saw myself as a comedian. I never thought about comedy. I wasn't one of those comedy nerds that knew everything about comedy. And I just I had a very serious boyfriend at the time. And I mean serious as he took himself very seriously.
Okay.
And I loved to instigate with him and pull pranks on him and joke with him, and I just loved tormenting this man.
Okay.
And so I would get him laughing all the time. I got off on it. And he was like, you need to do comedy. You need to be he kind of pushed that narrative on me. And I was like, that was the first time I ever even thought about that. Like someone put that on me. Yeah. And so I was like, no way, that's crazy. And then, after he planted that seed in my head, 6 months later, I was like, well, why couldn't I do it? I just, I started researching, looking into it, and I was like, is this me? Is this me? I don't know. And it was like trying on a new identity for the first time, and it was very uncomfortable. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know if this is me. And so I I saw this show is actually in San Marcos, Texas, and it was called Fresh. And it was like a comedy show where it was mixed with seasoned vets and first time ever comedians. And so I was like, oh, should I just sign up for this? And so I was like, well, you know what? I'm just going to go to the coffee shop. I'm going to see if I can even write something before I sign up. Yeah. So I sat down and stuff started flowing a little bit after a while. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. And I was horrified. I cried after my first set in my car. Like, I was so it didn't go horribly, but it was an outdoor show.
Okay,
And
so outdoor shows are notorious for being just hard.
Yeah.
Especially if it's your first time.
Yes.
And you don't know what to expect. And you just think comedy's like no laughter, I'm doing bad.
Right.
But outside you can't hear it.
Yeah.
Because nature's absorbing your laughter.
Yeah, exactly. And I was just, you know, I memorized what I could, and I was just like pacing a lot on stage. You know, it was what you could expect for a first time, basically. But also at the same time, I really liked it. But I was just, I don't know, emotional about it, I guess. But I just kept doing it after that and got hooked. And I kind of like when I was in Texas, I did way more than I should do when I was that new. Like, I bit off more than I could chew. So I went really hard for 6 months. Like, the first month I started hosting mics. I started producing a show too soon.
Okay.
Like, I just went so hardcore. I think it broke my brain. And then I burnt myself out.
That memory of like, I just started. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to navigate it. But I was like, I'm just going to start. And like, that is the point. I think that should be the point of life. Like, don't worry about being perfect. Like, just start and like do things that's like, oh, you've just been doing comedy 3 months. You should not be producing shows. And you're like, why?
Yeah.
And you did it.
Yeah, I did it. And I ended up quitting comedy after 6 months. Actually, quitting was the best thing I ever did for myself. So I quit for 2.5 years. And I never thought I would go back. I thought it was the most cringiest thing I've ever done in my life. I was so embarrassed of this part of my life. I used to be like, oh yeah, I kind of did comedy. Like, it was just, I was embarrassed. As I was home, I all of a sudden started getting the itch again. I started back up again. And this time I had a stronger sense of confidence. Cause like the first time it was really like trying on a different identity that was like, every time I would get on stage, I'm like, is this really me? Is this really me? Or am I just like a poser up here? Like, I didn't know.
That's a part of comedy. It's like, you know who you are and maybe in life, or you know, you were going to college, you were this person, but on stage, there is like a part of authenticity and a character that you're playing simultaneously. That is like a really delicate line to balance. Yeah.
And so I started again thinking, you know, I'm just gonna have fun. And as I started having fun, and that's when I started like experimenting, putting shows together again, but just having fun with it. Yeah. And I just started growing, and every time I would get a little bit better, a little bit funnier, like I was like, oh, I'm actually doing this. Oh, actually, I think I can. This is who I am. Like, this is who I am. Yeah.
So that's what I want to talk about. So as you came back to Minnesota and you were finding that like, oh, I'm missing comedy, and then you decided to create your own show called Funny Bachelors. Yeah. So tell me a little bit, for the people who don't know, like what Funny Bachelors is, like what's the premise of the show, and then I want to get into a little bit about the backstory, your raggedy moments.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so Funny Bachelors essentially is blind dates go on stage while a panel of comedians riff on the dates, using like every nuance of a first date as target practice. So they're playing half matchmaker, half menace. They're creating a spark where there might not be a spark at. So so it's a chaotic new way to date. Yeah. And sometimes people really do actually connect, and sometimes it was just a really fun experience and they made friends and it was just something they can laugh about. So that's where we're at now with that, you know, format.
Yeah, I love it. Because I had the opportunity to be on Funny Bachelors, and I thought it was such a unique, fun concept to think about. You know, I think everybody is trying to take dating into the real world, and like, there's a lot of mixers, there's a lot of people doing like pop-up single events, but you brought this element. And one thing you said to me as, you know, we were kind of getting ready for the show that really stuck out is like, we're bringing fun and laughter back to dating when everybody is just like, kind of dogging on it right now.
Yeah.
And just like dating's awful, the apps are awful, these, you know, these meetups and single events are awful. Yeah. And like, the thing I love about Funny Bachelors is like, you could find love, but regardless, you're gonna have a good time.
Exactly, because I feel like when people take themselves so seriously, they miss out on like the present moment and real human connection.
Yeah, right.
Because you put too much expectation on outcome.
Yeah.
And, you know, and they're like, here's my list of what I want, what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Are you this person? Instead of just like, can you, you know, we just had a show in Atlanta this week, and after the show, someone said, wow. She's like, this felt like watching a reality TV show live. Like, it was such a...
That's what we need. Love it. It's like the best part to Love is Blind, but without those stupid gold cups. You know what I mean? That nobody can find, that everybody wants. It's like, where are the gold cups? Anyway, that's me. I'll get back to that. I love that. So, you know, the theme of the show is just start even if it's raggedy. And I think starting something like Funny Bachelors, which feels really new. Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about, like, what were the raggedy moments that you were like, I'm starting this thing, I have raggedy moments, I tripped up.
Oh, yeah.
You got a couple?
Oh, I have plenty. Yeah, oh my God. My first ever Funny Bachelor show was a nightmare. I'm not a type A person. I'm very type B. And so I'm trying to do too much the first time ever and very disorganized. But anyway, when I first started Funny Bachelors, it was kind of for a joke. Like, it wasn't anything I thought I would be doing what I am today with it.
Yeah.
But it was more so kind of the comedians in the comedy scene I was at up in Duluth, they were struggling in their love life. And I said, listen.
Comedians struggling with love? No way. Because comedians are awesome to date. I've never dated one, but like,
right.
I would never.
Yeah.
That's another conversation for a different show.
Me on the other hand, maybe.
No surprise that comedians were struggling finding dates.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I was like, listen, I'll just put a show on for you. I'll help you find love, and I'll market it like Date a Comic, Save a Life. And after that show, one of the comedians told me, like, for feedback, she was like, I think you need to either focus on love or focus on the funny. I don't think you can do both. And my stubborn self said, no, I'm going to do both.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to figure out this problem. This didn't work. I can see why she gave me that note.
Yeah.
But I was like, I need to figure out how to do both. Then once I moved to the Twin Cities, which maybe was a year later, and so that's when I brought it back. It kind of felt, the second show, it wasn't bad, but it was still a lot of things to tweak, you know? Yeah. And after the second show, that's when I realized I don't want comedians to be the daters. I want real people, because it's actually way more, comedians put on these characters, and it was just way more fun to see people really try to connect. Yeah. And the cringiness of that is so real and entertaining, and we all need to embrace our own cringiness, you know what I mean? So
but one part of your journey with Funny Bachelors is, like, I love that you just started. The show was maybe a little raggedy at the beginning, right? And you paused it, but you didn't give up on it. You know, you paused it to do some reflecting and some rethinking about how you wanted to relaunch the show, and you found it. I think that's so good now that you tweaked it and, you know, kind of are growing it. So now you are doing shows in the Twin Cities, you've done shows in Atlanta. Yep. Just this past fall in October, you were part of 10,000 Laughs Comedy Festival here in Minnesota, which is a huge accomplishment. So congratulations on that. And so you're continuing to grow this thing that you didn't even know was going to be a thing when you started it, but you just started.
Right.
Which is so awesome.
Yeah, and I feel like I have so much still to figure out. Like, I'm still trying to scale the show, and I still feel like I'm fumbling around, not knowing what I'm doing.
I love that. Build the plane as you fly.
Yeah, I know. I've been saying that so much ever since you said that. I'm like, I truly am building this plane as we're flying. We are going, it's
we're
figuring
all
out.
over the place.
It's all over the place right now, yeah. And especially because, like, when you're doing things that are out of your comfort zone, it's gonna feel very chaotic all the time. And sometimes I do wonder, like, oh, if I was more type A person, if I was that old Frankie that was stable with money right now.
If I was stable in my life.
Maybe I would scale it faster. But I do think, like, I just kind of remind myself that it takes time and patience, and I can't rush the process.
One thing that you're not raggedy about is pranks.
I don't think I am.
You've been doing, you might think they're raggedy, but I think they're hilarious. Your pranks have been going viral. So the first prank is you pranked your ex.
Yes.
And you had someone call him.
Yeah, my sister.
You had your sister call him and pretend to be HR of a adult entertainment dance club.
Well, actually.
I got it mixed up.
No, you're good. So I had my sister call as if she was an employer from a marketing company.
Okay.
And she said that I put him down as my reference. So she wanted to interview him to just see what kind of worker I am. But in the midst of interviewing him, because like right off the jump, he's like giving me all like
really
positive,
feedback.
Very positive feedback, saying I interject the team with energy.
Yeah,
and
you bring a good vibe.
Good positive attitude.
I would love to work with Frankie again.
Yeah, and then she drops the bomb.
I'm like, what the job is.
And she said, well, she said that you guys used to work together, as an adult in an adult entertainment, both as professional dancers. So she flipped the script on him, saying that he also was a professional dancer with me.
And you could hear him be like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna stick to it." And I think, didn't he say in the video, he was like, "Yeah, I think I was late a couple times."
Yeah,
she was late a couple times.
Yeah, because I think he was slipping up because as soon as she said that, then she goes, Can you tell me what was working like? What was it like working? Was she late? And I think he was just struggling there to like. Oh, he's like, yeah. And then he was just like, she was relatively on time. And then he felt like, I think he caught himself. Then he started correcting it. He's like, well, actually, I was late a lot. So honestly, I don't really know if she was.
But you don't only prank your
No.
exes. So you pranked your nephew's dad.
Yeah.
Tell me about this, because this is hilarious.
Yeah, it's a trend, this AI prank. And so we just hopped on the trend.
Okay.
The prank is an AI homeless person. So it generates a homeless person looking like they just hanging out inside your house. And so my sister messaged her son's father and said, hey, like, oh my, sent the pictures. Oh my God, he's in the house. This guy, your son just let him in, saying this is the neighborhood friend, that he's harmless.
And it's clearly a grown man that looks like he's been through some stuff.
Yeah, absolutely,
respectfully,
absolutely.
but not someone that you'd be like, oh,
yeah.
I'm glad my son's meeting new friends.
Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
talk to friends.
Yeah, and
okay.
And so he reacted like any father would, very concerned, very upset, you know.
And you're definitely going to want to check out Frankie's Instagram of these pranks so you can see them yourselves. We talked about them here on the show, but it doesn't do it justice when you see them. So Frankie, tell people where they can find you, where they can follow you.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So my Instagram is this girl Frankie, and Funny Bachelors as well. It's just Funny Bachelors, one word. And yeah, I mean, same with TikTok as this girl Frankie. Yeah, that's pretty much the places you can follow and find for anything Funny Bachelors related or pranks. So.
Absolutely. And if you're single and you want to be on Funny Bachelors, slide into her DMs and let her know you want to be involved in the show and maybe find love. All right, Frankie, thank you so much. I'll see you on stage soon. All right.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Of course. And cut. Okay. We did it. We got 2 episodes of the Khadijah Show. Thank you so much to Brittany and Frankie for coming and sharing so openly about your messy starts, your stumbles, and the grit that pushed you forward. To everyone watching, I just want to tell you your raggedy start is valid. The fact that you began, even if it's imperfect, is what matters most. Because remember, you just have to start, even if it's raggedy. Thanks for tuning in to the Khadijah Show. We'll be back next week with new guests, new themes, and we're going to just keep building this thing out, even if it's raggedy. Love you, mean it. Bye.